Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome in. This is new for me, doing a YouTube video. I've never done this before, but I wanted to get on here. I'm Brian. I'm the bariatric guy. Uh, and if you're watching this, there's a good chance that you're considering a bariatric surgery, or maybe you know somebody or have a loved one that's interested in a bariatric surgery, or maybe you're just curious about what it was actually like. So either way, I'm here, and I'm glad you are here too. I'm going to tell you my story, and it's the real deal. There's I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to use all the medical jargon, try to sound, medically professional or anything like that. I just want you to hear the honest truth from a blue collar guy like myself, uh, my journey through this weight loss surgery. And when I went through it, it was January 4th of 2024, and I had a gastric bypass surgery, and I weighed 319 pounds. I stepped on the scale this morning and I weighed 177 pounds, and that's 142 pounds gone. And I'm here to tell you exactly how I got here. So let me take y'all back to when I was 319 pounds. I was miserable. And I don't say that to gain sympathy from anyone. I say it because if you're watching this and you're at that point, I need you to know that I was right there where you are. I couldn't walk up the stairs without being completely out of breath. I mean, think about that. Just a flight of stairs, something that should be simple. And I'm standing at the bottom of them trying to catch my breath before I even start. I couldn't get on the ground to play with the kids. And I mean, let's face it, when you're a daddy and you can't do that, it really hit home for me. I just was not able to do a lot of mobile stuff, um, always tired, not motivated. And that's not even about how you look, you know. I mean, that's just the first little part of it. And you know, it's also about being there for your kids. Daddy, come play with me. Daddy, come play with me. It's like, oh, I gotta get up and I gotta move. I gotta get going over here. Gotta get going over there. And I just couldn't do that. And I didn't want to do that. The thought of it just, I mean, anything. I was just, I didn't want to do it. Um, I was extremely uncomfortable all the time. And at 319 pounds, everything is harder. Getting in and out of your truck, tying your shoes, fitting in seats. Hey, flight attendant, I need a seat belt extension. I mean, everything is just more difficult when you weigh that much. So, guys, what pushed me over the edge to hit the button and to do this bariatric surgery? There was no greater resource for me than to go to somebody that had already been through it. And I was lucky; I had two friends, a male and a female, that had been through it, and I ran into them and they looked exactly they looked like they did in high school. It blew me away. I could not believe it. Didn't even, I mean, at first did not even recognize them. It was amazing. And something that really clicked in my head was those interactions with them. And so I began asking questions. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is like a real thing. This looks like it actually works. Everything else that I've tried hasn't worked. I mean, I would always plateau after, you know, 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds. I've done the Advocare 24-day challenges, the keto stuff and all that, and the Ozempic and everything. I plateaued. just I couldn't lose it. I just couldn't. And you get burnt out, doing all that stuff and not seeing the results. And this bariatric surgery, it really jump started me to start losing some pounds. And my friends that I talked to, that they weren't people on TV. They weren't doing a bariatric commercial or anything like that. I mean, these were people I knew, people I trust, and they looked like completely different humans. And that was the moment when I said, "Okay, I'm gonna do this." Right. So I've made a decision. I'm gonna go look into this. I went off of what my friend said and where she went. The surgeon that she went to, and I went to Beltline Bariatrics right here in Noonan, Georgia. Dr. Eduardo, excellent staff, uh, excellent surgeon, fantastic, 10 stars all the way around. Uh, and I want to talk about the pre-op process. I mean, this is the part that nobody really talks about. Um, Before you can even get a surgery date, you've got to go through a process. Uh, and honestly, the thing I was scared about wasn't even the surgery itself. I was scared I wouldn't lose enough weight uh, in order to get the surgery. Uh, because they do make you lose some weight before you have surgery. And I'm 319 pounds. I don't, I don't want to, I don't want to, have to work for it. I guess I don't know. Maybe that's not the right thing to say, but it was a little put offish because I was like, well, this is a weight loss surgery. Why I got to lose weight, right here in the beginning. So it sounded kind of crazy uh, to lose the weight before they'll operate on you. But if you're going in for weight loss surgery and they're like, you got to lose some weight first, but there is a medical reason for that, and they need to be able to. You got to be able to shrink your liver, okay, so they can do the procedure safely. And there's the liquid diet. It lasts about a week before the surgery. You go on this liquid diet, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I was scared of that. Uh, it was when you're 319 pounds, food is a very big part of your life. The idea of not eating solid food for a week was not appealing to me at all, and I did it. I just made a decision for myself, said I'm gonna do this. Um, and you can do it too. Anybody can. It ain't fun, but it's not as bad as you build it up to be when you're kind of going through that process. It's really more of a mental thing than it is really physical, like most things in life. Okay, so after going through all the pre-op processes and doing good with all that, surgery day and recovery, all that's coming up. My surgery day came. It was January 4th of 2024. I had a gastric bypass, specifically the Roux-en-Y gastric bypass. If that's how you say that, it's ROUX dash EN dash Y gastric bypass. I'm not going to get into all the medical details because I'm not a doctor, and there's hundreds of videos you can go search that'll tell you about all that. But what I am going to tell you is what it actually felt like. Recovery, honestly, I mean, mine was pretty good. Um, some of it was difficult. I ain't gonna lie. But the number one thing that helped me, and this is going to help you too, is walking. Yes, I said it. Walking. Something so simple, uh, so easy to do. Um, it was like after I had that surgery, I mean, I was up walking the halls of the hospital. Uh, so even when you don't want to, even when you're sore, even when it's just to the end of the driveway and back, or down to the cul-de-sac, or wherever you live, the edge of your property, um, it was it it helped me immensely. I mean, I can't speak enough to how much walking did for me during that 1 month of recovery. Uh, what it did for me, not only physically but mentally as well. Um, and guys, walking, I mean, it was my best friend uh, in recovery. That first month, the first 4 weeks. And walking, it really helps with the gas pain. It helps your body heal, and like I said, it helps you mentally too. I was back to work within a month, and I work construction. I'm a site development foreman. I don't sit at a desk all day. I'm on heavy equipment. I'm up and down on job sites, walking job sites, being in the dirt. Uh, you know, checking this, checking that, up and down off equipment. I mean, uh, everything. And I was able to get short-term disability for that month. And if your company uh, offers that as well, then that's a very good option to take as well. Your company may offer you some other perks too, while you take just a short leave of absence for a surgery and to recover from. But yeah, I was back to work within a month, and that uh, what was the short term disability was a great uh, financial security for me during that month. So I didn't really have anything to worry about except getting better and walking. Uh, my surgery, I didn't have any complications. Everything was smooth sailing. I was one of the lucky ones in that department, and I really do not take that for granted. And I really owe it all to the surgeon and his staff. Dr. Eduardo, they did a fantastic job. All right, guys, I had to move in a different room. My wife started watching her shows. She's watching that Tell Me Lies on Hulu. I don't know, maybe some of y'all know about that. I don't. But I want to get into talking about the results. So we have what it was like before, what happened, and now we're going to get into some results. And I'll be honest, the weight, it just started coming off. It really did. And it's wild just because you're eating so little and you're just shedding pounds and pounds and pounds. Um, it's not the best idea to wake up every single morning, go to the bathroom, and then step on the scale. My surgeon recommended I do not do that. And I did not take his advice. So I was on the scale every morning, and sometimes it was disappointing. Sometimes there was weeks where I wouldn't lose anything, or I'd go a couple weeks without losing anything. So what I did was I just started doing it, once every couple of weeks, once a month, something like that. And I mean, your stomach is so tiny. It's like maybe the size. Can you see that? Maybe like the size of a tennis ball. Uh, I mean, it's really small. Um, and 319 became 300. 300 went to 280. 280 went to 260, and then 240, 220. I mean, and now we're at 177. Uh, and I gotta tell you, there's no comparison to how I feel now versus how I felt back then. Uh, I can walk up the stairs. I can get on the floor and play with the girls. I can swing in the swing set, or I can get on the trampoline and do a backflip like I used to be able to do when I was a kid. Um, I can I can I can pick myself up without having to grab something to brace myself on. Uh, I can do push-ups. I can do sit-up. I mean, I can do all of these exercises that I used to just not be able to do. They're possible now. So I went from being able, you know, not to run at all to running half marathons, and I've ran three. Okay, and I'm training for my first full marathon. Uh, so signed up for that. That's going to happen somewhere around Labor Day. I'm going to go run in a road to the Chicago Marathon. Oh, no, not the Chicago one. It's going to be the road to the Boston Marathon, and I have no idea what time you have to qualify for that or anything. I'm just going to try to go for a 4 hour marathon if I can do that. So that's what I'm going for. So those are just a couple quick, results. That's a whole, video in itself. I'm just trying to give you a little bit of background here. Look, another change that you'll probably notice down the road when you've lost a lot of weight is uh, I'm not going to get into a whole lot of it, but how people treat you, and I'm just going to be real about it. It's kind of uncomfortable. People treat you differently when you lose that much weight. They just do. Uh, I'm not going to get deep into it in this video because honestly, that's probably its own video in itself. But yeah, that's real, um, and it's something that you should be prepared for because it messed with my head a little bit. And I want to just express the uh, importance here, the visual, the uh, the guy that was 319 pounds and could not walk up the stairs is training for a marathon. I mean, if that doesn't tell you what this surgery can do, I don't know what will. So look, everybody, if you're watching this and you're sitting there and you're 280, 300, 350 pounds, you may weigh more than that. I don't know. And you're thinking about whether or not to do this, I'm going to tell you that I wish someone had told me sooner, or I wish I'd have ran into somebody sooner that had it done. Uh, it's worth it. It's 100% worth it. It's worth the money. It's worth the time and the appointments and the inconveniences of that surrounded, around your work week, your work day. Um, it it it's not the easiest thing to do. There's nothing easy about losing weight. That this surgery, whatever one you're going to decide to do, it's going to really jumpstart you to losing some pounds. And it's not the easy fix. You still have to put the work in. But almost 2.5 years later, I'm still losing weight. So I've lost 6 pounds in the last 2 weeks. Uh, but it gives you a tool that makes all of it actually possible to to lose the weight. Um, I was you. I was sitting there. I was Googling. I was YouTubing. I was researching. Uh, I mean, you know, I went off of a word of mouth travels. Probably in your area, there's probably an excellent surgeon that comes highly recommended, just like mine did. Um, you know, it I just, I didn't know if like I'd be strong enough to do this. Because it it really was a big deal. Um, and now that I'm 177 pounds and I'm training for a marathon, you know, if I can do it, you can do it. Male, female, it don't matter. It does not matter. So I'm gonna be posting videos every week on this channel, the real stuff. What to eat, how to prepare, what's recovery like, the mental side of the whole thing, the running journey. We're gonna go through all of it. No fluff. If that sounds good to you, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.